guys, this is Jean with Hogtown Prepper. Welcome to my sewing area. Today I want to talk about something that I think is very important when it comes to preparedness. That is the subject of, sorry guys, cloth pads. Now let's face it, this is a need for most of the ladies out there, and whereas disposable ones are convenient, they are also more expensive. They're not very good for the environment. They're not necessarily as healthy, and I don't think they're as comfortable. And the nice thing about having cloth pads is you can customize them to meet your needs. You can have them on hand. They're reusable. You're not at the mercy of a store. You don't have to store vast quantities of these items for your preparedness. Basically, if you have a variety, you wash them, you reuse them, you're ready to go. So I made my own. There's lots of great places online to go and order them, but more in my budget to make my own. I also enjoyed having the freedom to make exactly what I want. So, to get started, pattern. Very straightforward. Basically, I took a disposable product that I like, and I basically traced around it. And I added a little extra because I will need to consider seam allowances in turning these, which I'll show you as we go. And I have it in two parts. One is the wing base, okay? And the other part is the liner part. And they'll be sewn together to make a pad like this. Okay? So, fabric. The best fabric I can recommend is 100% natural fabrics, such as 100% cotton, linen, and wool. Okay, wool itself I would not want against my skin, but as one of your base layers, such as this, wool is a natural moisture barrier, so it helps prevent leaks, but it also still allows the wicking that's so important. Natural materials wick better and faster, so that helps prevent leaks. And, you know, it is more comfortable against your skin than, say, a synthetic layer. But basically, I just went with what I had, okay? So, for the wing base, you will want 2 layers. A cute, nice printed 100% cotton flannel layer. And this is a brushed heavy cotton, which it's almost like a flannel, but it's fabric I already had here at home on hand. So you cut 2 pieces, and basically you will want to pin them right sides together. And it's very important that you get it right sides together, and you'll see why in just a couple of steps here. I can't believe I'm going to try to sew this on this video. Usually sewing and it involves a lot of cursing at some point, but I think my machine and I are playing fairly nicely today, so I'll try to keep it clean and family friendly here. Okay, so here's this layer pinned together. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to stitch around the perimeter, leaving, oh, I don't know, a 1/4 inch allowance. And you're going to want to make these turns. Make sure the needle is in the fabric, and then turn by lifting the presser foot. These corners can be a little wonky, so I tend to lift, turn, move my pen. And lift and turn. And you do not have to be a master seamstress to do this. You just want to try to make sure you're catching all the layers as you go. No laughing at my mad sewing skills. Almost there. Okay. Now, you want to go ahead and turn it over and make sure you caught the bottom of the fabric, which we did. Put your pins away. And then you're going to want to trim into the corners but not snip through your stitches. This is going to make it neater and easier to turn. Okay, now here's the part where it'll seem a little odd, but hang in there with me. You see the printed fabric here. You want to make sure it's separate from this base. You're actually going to snip this and cut a slit. I know, seems weird, but bear with me, okay? Then you want to turn, and you can also trim the seams, of course, to make it neater. I'm trying to do this in a hurry, so I'm not going to trim the seams. But yeah, you can trim around and get rid of some of that bulk. Okay, but you're going to turn this, and I know there's this slit in the middle of your nice printed fabric, but trust me, it'll all work out. Have your iron ready to go. Give it a nice press. It really does help things come out nicer. Okay, and that's what you have so far for the wing base. Okay. Now, you can also top stitch around this. I'm not going to right now for, the sake of speed and time, but on these I did top stitch. Okay, now, on this fabric layer, the center liner, this is the fabrics that I chose to go with. 100% wool, that's your moisture barrier. I also added a heavy 100% linen, which is great for wicking. This is the heavy brushed cotton. My print, right side up, okay? And then a second layer of the cotton. All right, we want to pin this in place. And now we're basically going to sew around the outside edge of this, okay? So let me see if I can hurry up and knock that out. You want to try to be careful to catch all the layers. And you're going to have, the layers are going to be slightly wonky. We're going to trim that up here in a moment to get everything evened up. Okay, just pull and take those corners around. Of course, you'll be taking a bit more time with this, making it nice and neat. I am trying to rush through this. Okay, lock up your stitch at the end. Okay, and this is what you end up with here. Now, of course, you can see we managed to catch all the layers. Ooh, we almost missed it there, but we managed to catch all the layers. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to trim. I want to bring it to about 1/4 of an inch in allowance. I don't want to cut it so close that it pulls loose on me, but I don't want all this bulk. So, fastest way, just even it up. Okay, now this is what you're left with. Let me get rid of the string. Okay, this is your wool on the back. And what you're going to do is you're going to pick up this first layer right here. And I like to hold it up to the light to make sure I don't have the second layer in there with it. And you're going to snip it and cut a slit, just like you did on the base layer. See? So now, when we turn it, what we end up with is the nice pattern on the outside, and the slit is going to be enclosed here where this slit is. Okay? And then this will be stitched down on top. Alright? Now I'm not going to sit here and stitch this, but you can see how as you turn it, you press it with the iron, this fits on here. Those two slits you made are completely sealed and sandwiched inside the center. Okay? So what you do is you'll top stitch around, and then if you want, I also stitch in a couple of grooves just to direct flow, flow lines. And then I personally, you could add snaps, you could do a button with a buttonhole if you like. I just like simply adding a simple safety pin. So these are very comfortable. My teenage daughter, she actually had me make some for her. She likes the patterns. We've got the owl with the stars for nighttime use, and then you have the dragonflies and the flowers for day. And if you need them a little thicker, add another layer. If you want to make them smaller for a liner type size, you can do away with the wings if you want to. Really, it's up to you what you do, but definitely give it a try. I mean, it's not really that hard. I'm not the greatest seamstress in the whole world, but really, I think it's worth it. It's healthier, it's better for the environment, and I think it's good for prepping. It's easier to keep these on hand that are reusable. So give it a try, and guys, if you're still with me, thanks for bearing with me on this, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.